I yield back.
Gentleman yields back. Now recognize Mr. Taylor from Ohio for 5 minutes.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Thank you for holding this hearing today, and thank you, Secretary Rollins, for being here. It's great to see you again. Appreciate all the hard work you're doing on behalf of the agriculture community. Across rural America, including in southern Ohio, solar panels are being put on some of the best farmland in the world. As you pointed out in a recent op-ed, the acquisition of land for new farmers has also become increasingly difficult amid high costs in real estate development. Expected that 50% of all farmland will transfer hands in the next 20 years, and it's essential that that land goes to our next generation of family farmers. I believe farmers should have every right to do what they want with their land, but the federal government should not be incentivizing the most productive land being taken out of production. That's why I introduced the Protecting American Farmland Act to prohibit all federal funds, grants, loans, tax credits, you name it, from going towards solar panels converting prime farmland. And I've been thrilled to see your proactiveness on this issue. Could you talk, excuse me, a little bit about how solar panels on prime farmland are making it more difficult for the next generation of farmers to get started in the business? And for the peace of mind of new farmers, can you commit that USDA funding won't go towards putting solar panels on prime farmland in the future?
100%. I can commit to that. I will also say that I've spoken to the president about this. I will also say that we are moving regulations through USDA relative to this as much as we can within the executive branch. Obviously, you all have the lead on that, and I'll support you in whatever way I can. The final thing I'll say is I spent my summers on our family's row crop farm in Minnesota, and we would fly from Texas to St. Paul every summer when I was growing up, working up there. Take the hour drive from St. Paul up to Clear Lake, Minnesota, through the most beautiful farmland you've ever seen. And in the, 53 years that I have been making that drive, watching the solar panels take over all of that farmland in that 72-mile drive is heartbreaking. And so not only is it important for national security, not only is it important for the preservation of our smaller family farms, not only is it important for our row croppers where that land is being taken off, but it's important for the fabric of America that we're not selling away this farmland for solar panels funded by, you know, some interesting things. So yes, I am 100% on board. Anything I can do to help on that, I am at your beck and call.
Thank you very much. As I travel around southern Ohio, the most common thing I hear from farmers is the need to protect the farm safety net, specifically crop insurance and commodity programs. That's why in the one big beautiful bill that the House recently passed, we included the much needed investment in our farm safety net. These provisions are one of the many reasons we need to put this bill on the President's desk as quickly as possible. Secretary Rollins, could you talk a little bit about the importance of including farm safety net provisions in the one big beautiful bill to our farmers and rural communities?
I got the call for this job from President Trump on Saturday, November 23rd. I was the last cabinet, one of at least the larger spots left. He called me Saturday morning. We were driving in our motorhome from Fort Worth to Auburn, Alabama for a football game, and hung up the phone, obviously extremely honored, the honor of a lifetime. And then the very next thought in my head was, how are we going to get a farm bill passed? And the reason is understanding the margins that these farmers have been operating under, and understanding that the few times that we tried to get, I should say, well, I wasn't part of the last 4 years, but it was tried to move a farm bill that was unsuccessful. For a lot of reasons, a lot of people were hurting because of that, but no one hurt more by that than our farmers and those who rely on these reference prices. So I can't say enough, and have been making this case to anyone that will listen, that this big beautiful bill is important for a lot of reasons. The president's tax cuts being permanent, creating more jobs, keeping the death tax out of our family farms, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm not sure from my perspective and this job that there's anything more important than updating those reference prices. So I'm very proud of that, and hopefully goes to the finish line.
Amen. Your lips to God's ears. Thank
Yes,
you.
hopefully.
Chairman, I yield back.
Thank you, sir.
Gentleman yields back. Now please